There are a ton of cozy games coming out all the time, and it can be overwhelming to decide which ones are worth picking up and what you may want to pass on for now. So let's check out this list and see what you need to be playing right now and what you might want to be holding off on. So the first game we're going to take a look at is Dave the Diver. Now this is $19.99 on Steam and $19.99 in the Nintendo eShop on the Switch as well. This is an adventure RPG where you play as Dave, and you guessed it, he's a diver. Each day you will dive down, harpooning fish and uncovering secrets and twists along the way. I haven't had one dive that has been the same as another. There are tons of upgrades you can save up for to make your life a little bit easier, like stronger harpoons and better air tanks so you can dive deeper. Where this game sets itself apart from other cozy games for me is when you're done diving, you actually come back to the sushi shop to help serve people coming to eat sushi. Think a little bit like Plate Up, but a little less chaotic. You can even use some of your earnings to customize the restaurant if you like. For $20, I definitely feel like I've gotten my money's worth, and I still have so much to discover with this game. Dave the Diver, definitely worth it. Now this next game I cannot put down, and that is Coral Island. Coral Island is $30 on Steam. It is also $30 in the PlayStation Store. It's also $30 on the Xbox Store, but it's free if you have Game Pass. It is not yet on the Nintendo Switch, but it will be spring 2024. Bummer that it's not there yet, but at least it's coming nonetheless. Now, as I said, I cannot put this game down, which to me is saying a lot because normally this is not the type of game I get excited to sink a ton of time into. Coral Island is the newest take on the cozy farming sim game. The story is basically trying to bring the city back to how it used to be before a big oil spill. It has everything your typical farming sim has: collectibles, quests, unlockables, decorating, and of course, farming. Coral Island has so much more to offer than most farming sims. I've spent hours diving and clearing trash out of the ocean. Something about it is so rewarding when you get it all cleared out. The mines have also hooked me on this game. Descending down the mines to find more ore or different valuables to upgrade your tools is extremely rewarding as well. There are also 30 different romanceable characters available to you. Now normally I couldn't care less about this aspect of any game, but Coral Island has genuinely done such an amazing job creating an interesting and diverse cast of characters that you genuinely want to interact with and learn more about. Not to mention all of the pets you can adopt. The game even has its own little animal shelter. I'm talking rabbits, I'm talking cats, dogs. There's even a lizard you can adopt. Sorry for the spoiler, but I mean, I think they thought of everybody. On top of all there is to do in Coral Island, it also looks and runs great. It is truly a gorgeous farming sim I'm constantly looking forward to spending more time on. Coral Island is going to be my favorite on this list. As of right now, I'm riding the hype. I'm absolutely already getting $30 worth out of this game, and I've barely scratched the surface. Coral Island, definitely pick it up. Next on the list is Fae Farm. Fae Farm is $40 on Steam. It is $59.99 in the Nintendo eShop. It is also in the Epic Game Store for $39.99 for the base game or $59.99 for the deluxe version. Fae Farm is, you guessed it, another farming sim. You start off as most farming sims, you move to a town and you're given a farm to do with as you please. There are tons of crops to grow, bugs and fish to catch, items to craft, materials to harvest, along with some magic to discover along the way. I will preface this by saying I did actually enjoy playing through Fae Farm. The main story basically forces you to go through the mines to progress, and as somebody who really enjoys combat in games, I enjoyed it. Finding new rare gems to use for upgrades was honestly a fun experience. Going through all the different stories each main mine character had definitely left me wanting more, but more of the mines, that is. You can do the romancing in Fae Farm as well, and talking to the townsfolk and all that, but Fae Farm generally left me wanting more, but not in a good way. The game just lacked depth. For me personally, I went through the mines, finished the entirety of the main story, and just really didn't feel like I had any reason to ever go back to it. If they'd add DLC down the line, maybe I'll check it out. But for me, unfortunately, I would sit this one out, especially if you're buying it on the Switch. This one is a pass for me. Next up on the list is Moonstone Island. It is $20 on Steam, and it is going to be coming to the Switch in 2024. Don't know how much it's going to be yet, but it will be coming to the Switch. Moonstone Island is basically every farming sim you've played combined into one. It's got a little bit of Stardew Valley with the timeless pixel graphics. It's got crafting, decorating, romancing, dungeons, and also it even has a very Pokemon-like aspect to it, where there are monsters you can tame and claim them as your own that will follow you around. And I don't know how well known this is, but there's also shiny hunting. Yes, there are also shiny versions of the monsters to find. There's also battling that is played through cards, like a game kind of like Hearthstone if you've seen that, or maybe more recently Marvel Snap. I'm not the biggest fan of the card games typically, but I have played a bit of this and it is a ton of fun. I think this is going to be a perfect game for the Switch when that finally comes out early next year. It's probably really good on the Steam Deck as well. I don't have a Steam Deck, but I would imagine this is a perfect game for a Steam Deck. It's a perfect handheld game, like I said. It's very Pokemon-esque, very Stardew. It's definitely worth checking out. It is $20. That's a great price for this game. Definitely worth picking up. Next up, we have Suika, which means watermelon in Japanese. So I just call this the watermelon game. The watermelon game is $3 in the eShop, okay? It's pretty cheap. Suika is kind of like a Tetris or a 2048-like game where you try to stack and combine the fruit to eventually make the larger fruits, the biggest one being the watermelon. Now, me and the watermelon game have a love-hate relationship. There is really no end goal to this game. Everyone has kind of just collectively decided that if you reach 3,000 points, you win. Now, while I hate this game and just can't seem to get the dang fruits to stack and combine enough to get me to 3,000 points, which shouldn't even really be that difficult, right? I mean, I can get to 2,000 and I have a basically empty board. 1,000 more points should be nothing, right? Like, this is the easiest game ever. There's literally no reason I shouldn't be able to get to 3,000. I've gotten to 2914, so I should be able to get to 3,000 no problem, right? Anyways, the game is $3. Come on, you pick it up. It's an easy decision. Join me and the millions of others in losing our sanity, trying to get to 3,000. Everyone's playing it, might as well pick it up. So there are a handful of cozy games that I think are worth picking up, and maybe one that's worth passing on for now. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what game you are playing that I should be checking out. Thank you so much for chilling, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace!